All right, so I'll just jump into it. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here. This is my first Telmo Talks, so new year, new me, new conference. So just jumping into it, when August was rolling around, we decided that we needed a discussion board that was fit for what we wanted to do to discuss maths, and this became the idea of a discussion board. The need for one was central to having good asynchronous teaching. So a place where students can gather ideas and communicate with each other. And at that point, the options we had at Heriot-Watt was either the Blackboard, the VLE discussion board, and Teams, and both of which were kind of lacking some features that we really wanted. There was talk of getting Piazza, but Piazza has its own issues, in the past and also in the coming future. So I started looking for an alternative, something that would be suitable. And Piazza seemed to be the benchmark for a suitable discussion forum. So I kind of created a list of things that we would want. So things that has to be accessible, has to support LaTeX, images, and so on and so on. And so after a bit of Googling, I actually came out with something called Discourse. So Discourse is free, it's open source, it's easy to install. It took us a day to install. It took us about 2 weeks to get GDPR clearance. Because it's free, it's open source, it's hosted on our local servers. GDPR clearance is actually quite simple. So we were able to get it installed in a week and have it running for this semester, for semester 1. So this is kind of what it looks like within the subject. So you can set up a subject. It's got the threads. It's got kind of how many replies. In my particular subject, I used it very heavily. And over the course of a semester, we had about 500 plus contributions from students. It's very simple to use, drag and drop. For images, it supports MathJack, so you can just type in LaTeX. You don't have to, click a box, insert equation, and then, do any sort of equation editor or anything. There is a bit of setup, but because I've gone through that, if anyone is interested, please do get into contact with me. I can show you kind of what can be done. There are some other benefits too, the way we've set it up, in that we've now kind of improved the amount of interaction students can have. So part of having a good discussion forum is to have good traffic. You need students wanting to go into there and actually interacting with it. So they're actually kind of, using Discourse actually came with a lot of other benefits. So not only can students interact within the same subject, we've set it up with, say, second year mathematics, that all the subjects for second year math were using Discourse. So students can come in and see all their discussion boards in the one place. So a student might come in with a linear algebra question and see a good post on multivariable calculus and might be tempted to participate in that forum too. And the other thing that this is kind of a fringe benefit as well is that this allows for interaction between year levels too. So in Heriot-Watt, we have something called the Math Cafe, which is a social kind of peer tutoring space for all math students. And so I collaborate with the Math Cafe to set up a kind of a Math Cafe discussion board where students can come in and talk about mathematics. This semester, this course has been adopted as kind of the mathematics discussion board. So not only do we have second year subjects, we actually have third, fourth, postgraduate subjects and first year subjects all going on there. So at current count, we have about 25, I want to say, subjects from mathematics in here. So that's kind of really all I want to say. It's just like, this is a tool. It's a very useful alternative to kind of Piazza or any sort of discussion boards. It seems to do a better job than any existing option we have at the university. Asking the students what they liked about it or, what they thought about it, the responses came back exactly what we'd expect. It's better than what we have. But at the end of the day, this is really a tool. So the effectiveness of this tool depends on how you build the rest of the subject around it. So this is not a fix-all for everything, but it is a way to minimize the hurdle for students to interact with peers and with the teaching staff. So I think that's kind of all I want to say. I've got the links there. I can post a link to the slides as well if you wanna find out more about it, or just get in touch with me. I'm happy to do a kind of a more in-depth presentation or a demo if there is any interest. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for that. People can show their appreciation by where's the reactions on this? I can't find the button for reactions. It's on the participants bit somewhere, isn't it? Has it all changed? Well.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at it. Yeah. Sorry, while you're finding that, I'm looking at the Q&A. So when I say we, I talk about the local IT person for Heriot-Watt. We have a local IT person. The installation is actually pretty simple in that you can there is an installer available. So as far as I can tell, there's not too much kind of messing around behind the scenes. As far as I can tell, like on the website, there is an installer available. The second question is, does Discourse have a string collaborative answer? Yeah, there is a wiki style answer that Piazza has. So if I scroll back up, the wiki style post, this is available. You can turn that on as default or not. Because it's open source, everything is fully customizable. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I haven't managed to find the right button. So, but yeah. So, couple of points. Well, anyway, I'll do that. Yes. A couple of points for people. Can you put the questions in the Q&A for asking questions, and then we'll do the questions afterwards. So, fortunately, Thomas managed to answer some for us there.
I can type the answers too. Yes.
Oh yeah, and if some of the speakers type the answers, that'd be great as well.
Yep.
Then people can see that. Okay, great. Well, thanks very much.